Alright, so this is called Samgyetang. I haven't really used this packet in a long time. Most of the time I just take a bunch of chicken broth and poach these little Cornish hens. I've got them defrosting in water. I'll just poach them in chicken broth till they're done and stuff them with short grain glutinous rice. It's gotta be short grain, I don't know. It's these little guys. They get really, really sticky. I think it's very similar to sushi rice. But to make this dish, the first thing with this particular stuff, I guess the instructions aren't really clear, but I'm going to soak that or boil that. And I don't know what the sticks are, but those are getting boiled too. And then you're supposed to put this weird ginger in the little baby chicken thing, but I'm not gonna do that because it doesn't taste very good. Or not ginger. This is ginseng. Megan and I stuffed the chicken with fresh ginger, which you'll see later. These are called jujubes. They get stuffed into the chicken, but I'm going to use this as an opportunity to rehydrate them. They're like a weird plum, and this is a chestnut. I'm just gonna rehydrate that also. I'm gonna set this aside. I believe you soak it for an hour in cold water. Rinse it and soak it. I'm also going to add some leeks because I have them laying around and I just think they would probably be good in a soup stock. Alright, so I do cheat. I think traditionally this is supposed to be a relatively bland soup base. It's supposed to taste medicinal. I don't agree with that, so I use chicken broth. I'll probably use this whole container plus some water, because you do have to have enough in here to cover 2 of these chickens. I'm going to strain all of this stuff too. So this is a it's going to be a clear empty broth. So yeah, I'm going to add water and we're going to get this thing on the stove and cook it for a long ass time. I don't know, maybe I'll cook it for a couple hours to get all the flavor out of these things. And I'll fill it up with water. Yeah, yeah! It should have a nice pea color to it. Nice pea bubbles. Very important. Alright, I think that should be enough. We're going to take it over to the stove. Yeah, see, I got the birds defrosting. When these things are frozen, they are really frozen. So I'm going to put it on high heat, get it to a boil or a simmer, and then I'm going to reduce it to low and just, yeah, I'm going to do this for like 2 hours probably. So, I'm taking all this garlic, and I'm going to put most of it in these birds. You stuff them right up their little bird butts. The lady who, I love, the lady Mang Chi, her instructions on this is to find the strongest soldiers and use them. So, I assume this is not a strong soldier. I think that's a big weak baby. Whereas this little baby is very strong. So I'm going to take the larger of these garlics and use them. And they just go right up into the chicken with the glutinous rice and the ginger. But I'll probably see if I can speed this whole process up using that weird video editing program I'm using. I think this should be enough. You just need to have, it's a lot of garlic. I mean, obviously it's to your preference, but Megan and I eat a shitload of garlic. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's a minimum of 8 per bird. That's really all you're going to be able to get up there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, yeah, there we go. Another integral part of this dish is the dipping sauces. So it might not seem, well, there's not a lot of salt in this dish. You don't really add much. And I think the idea is that the chicken is on the blander side. It's not a heavily salted chicken, you know? It's kind of just poached in some liquid. So you make dipping sauces, and they're not conventional. I've never had anything like this one, and it is so good. But yeah, so you take a couple hot peppers. I usually use serrano. Holy crap, I'm crying. Alright, so let's take our ingredients here. I'm just going to take plain old white vinegar. I don't really have any measurements. You kind of got to do it to taste. It depends on what you're trying to get into. There is a recipe online that Meng Chi does. I'll send you a link to that too. She has like measurements. I don't do like that much. So that was white vinegar. This is fancy soy sauce I got for Christmas. I'm just going to use this. So a bunch of soy sauce. I guess 1 part vinegar, 1 part soy sauce. Sounds about right. And then honey. A pretty healthy amount of honey. Like I said, it should be sweet. Okay. Yep. There you go. We'll give it a little mix. Just to get that honey, like, unglooped. This looks weird with the flash, and I have lighting in my kitchen very bad. Alright. You can just pop this in the refrigerator till it's time for dinner. And now the second dipping sauce, which is my absolute favorite. It's so simple. I love it. It is sesame seeds. And sorry, I gotta get some stuff together. Should have planned this out a little better. And salt. You should use kosher salt. Iodized table salt will not work for this. It'd be gross. So you take a bit of salt. I usually end up pouring this into the soup at some point too. So you get your salt. And then I'm probably going to use all of these sesame seeds. Toasted sesame seeds. So you got your sesame seeds in there, and then you take your fingers and you crush them. And then before dinner, you top this with sesame oil. I fucking love this stuff. It's so good. But yeah, those are our two dipping sauces. I guess you could do anything you want, honestly. I mean, whatever you think dipping chicken in would taste good. Yeah. There we go. Next up, the soup's been on for about 2 hours. I'm gonna take it off and strain it. Whoa, I didn't think about the steaming of the lens. I'm gonna pull some of this stuff out. The jujubes, that's really about it. Good Lord. So here's the fun part. Stuffing the chicken's buttholes filled with rice and garlic. So these guys, this is a butthole right here. This is a chicken's asshole. So this is the rice that came with, and I got nervous and added more, but you really can't fit that much rice in these guys. So I'm gonna put 2 garlics in. I forgot to buy ginger, so he's not getting ginger in there, but you all should put ginger in there. Or whoever makes this, so you do. A scoop of rice, a couple garlics, a scoop of rice, so now they're all fat, I'm going to take some kitchen twine and make sure they're shut so all this rice doesn't come out, because they're going to be boiling and, or poaching. So just tie them shut any way you want to. Actually, I feel like that doesn't shut their buttholes. That's all right, it'll be okay. Okay, there you go. And I'll spare you me fussing with another chicken. All right, I did an edit. I put a skewer through the chicken so it would stay shut. So you can do that too. So you put your little birds in. You see how dark my stock is? It's because it reduced. I'm gonna add water to it. You set them in there, and then you add a bunch of water. Just enough to cover them. There we go. Put your stove on high until it comes to a simmer, and then reduce and cook until they are done. So it's probably been about 45 minutes. They do get a little scummy, so I like to scoop the scum off. Oh gosh, it's not working very well with this spoon. But that's just me. So I'll take this and scoop it into a little bowl. Definitely just dropped hot oil on the puppy. And the fat, very fatty. But yeah, she's just cooking away. Alright, it's about time to serve these puppies up. So the next step is putting them in the bowls and heating them up till they boil. This part isn't terribly easy, but you kind of just go for it. So I've got the chickens over here, and you put them in. Bloop. Got one in. And 2 in. This one's all scummy. It's kind of not very pretty, but that's okay. There we go. And then you take a ladle and you ladle in broth over the chicken. And you cook them like this until they are boiling. Alright. So we got a nice burbling pot of samgyetang. You set it on your heat-resistant thingy-thangs. And be really freaking careful, because it is very hot. Take a couple of these. We'll pull out that stick. And there we go. There she is. Probably hit it with a little bit of sesame oil. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Alright, so let's see. Maybe I can show you the preferred way of eating this crazy dish here. So everybody gets their own container of dip. It is a rather difficult meal to eat. I will usually end up with a plate where you take the chicken carcass and put that down on the plate. But you just kind of crack into it. Take some chicken. God damn it, it's really good. I'm very hungry right now too. And there it is. Samgyetang. I hope you guys enjoy your bowls. Thank you. Bye-bye.